Now we are discussing the topic IP header, or it is also called the Internet Protocol header. Whenever we are going to send a data from sender to receiver, then we are going to send a specific packet. So let us suppose that this is our packet. Now in this packet there are two fields. The first thing is the data, where we are going to send. I am denoting it with the D. And second thing we are having is the header. So now this header we are talking about. In this header we are having certain information that where the packet will go. So the data will be carried by the this particular header. So here we are having the field, the first field is the data and the other field which is available is the header. Now header is the main thing which contain all the information that where the packet will go, what is the source address, destination address, how many packet sequences are there, what is the division total length, and trailing to that particular header we are having the data. So this is the format of a packet. Whenever the packet is sent from a source to destination, this is the format. So now in the diagram we can see that there are various subfields of the header. So this is the header which is having subfields. So now we are learning what are those subfields. So first of all, in the header we are having the version. Now which number we are supporting? Is it IPv4, IPv6? So which type of version we are supporting, that is taken care by this version number. So it take the information of version number. So this first field is taking care of the version number. Now afterward we are having the next field which is the IHL. Well, IHL is also called the length of header. Whatever the header we are sending, what is the complete length of that header that is stored in this field. Let us suppose that we are having some certain bits of the header we are sending, so that number of bits are stored here, that it is having the 4, 5, 20. So the length of the header is stored in the IHL field. Now afterward we are having the type of service. So here we are having the next field which is type of service. Now this provides the service type we are using here. So this field give the information of the service type, means we are sending it with TCP, UDP, or we are sending with some other protocol. So which type of services are provided, then that service type is taken with this particular field. Next field we are having is the total length. Now as we know that we are having the length of header, similarly we are having the total length. So it provides the length of both header and the data. That means totally the header plus data, how much length of complete packet is there. So that field is the total length. And we must know one thing, the maximum length should be 65535 bytes. So here in the diagram where we have represented the packet, then if we talk about the total length, then this complete length is called the total length. So starting till the ending we are having is the total length, which we are representing with the TL. And if we talk about the IHL, then IHL is nothing but the length of header. So only we know that this is the portion which is the header. So that specific length is nothing but the IHL. So there is a difference between total length and the length of header, because header length is only header length, and talking about total length, which is the combination of data plus the header length. Now afterward we are having the next field which is called the identification. So here we are having this identification field. We know that every packet in the communication is called the datagram. Now this identification is for the identify which packet is transferring, or we can say that the newly arrived fragment belong to which datagram. So that information is taken care by the identification. Means whenever we are going to receive a packet or a small fragment, now that fragment belong to which complete datagram. There is a complete set of file through which we are getting a small packets. Now that packet is of which particular file. So that is the meaning of this one. It identifies the packet belong to which specific data. So that is the identification. Then we are having the next field which is called the DF. DF stands for don't fragment. So this one is the DF, which is the meaning is don't fragment. Now whenever we are sending a data, now data is too small that the further division is not required, then we say don't fragment that data. So we can say that data arrive in only one piece. Afterward we are having the next field, which is called the MF. MS stands for more fragment. So this is the MF field, which is named as more fragment. Whenever the data size is too large, we cannot send a single packet of that data. We need to divide it into small pieces. Then this MF field become active, that give the more fragments. Now whenever we are having this more fragment, then fragment offset next field is required. So now this is the next field, which is fragment offset. Fragment offset says that the current fragment belong to which datagram. So here we are having the fragment offset. Whenever we are having the more frames, then in that time we need this fragment offset, so that whenever the fragments are there, multiple fragments are there, to identify the current fragment which is coming is belonging to which specific datagram, so that field is going to identify that. Now the next field we are having is time to live. So here this is the time to live. So talking about time to live, this is a counter used to limit the packet lifetime. So here time to live is also named as TTL, and here it is giving a counter by which we define the time of a packet, means how much time the packet will survive. Well, the maximum the TTL is 255 seconds. Afterward we are having the next field, which is the protocol. Now protocol define that which protocol we are using, just like TCP, UDP or any other protocol. So this protocol is going to provide us the TCP, UDP or which protocol we are using in the communication. Now afterward we are having the next field, which is the header checksum. So as the name signify header checksum fields are for finding the errors, and header checksum means finding the error into the header. Now it detect error generated by the bad memory words inside the router. So this is the header checksum, which is going to detect the errors. Now talking about the next field we are having is source address. So here is the field of source address. Now whenever a sender is sending the data, that sender address is called the source address. So sender address is taken in this particular field. If I am sending the data to you, then my address will be taken here. Then the next one we are having is the destination address. I am sending the data to specific person. Now that person address is called the destination address. That address is taken here. Now afterward we are having the options. This is the space reserved that maybe any of the other field can be added if it is required. So there is the IP header, and we can see that whenever a data is sent, in that data a header is attached with every packet. Now this particular header contains so much information so that all the errors can be checked, the type of service, the version number, packet is formatted or not, what is the time that packet will live, if it is expire, which protocol it is serving, either it is having the fragments or not. So every information is taken into the header, and afterward it is attached to the data and sent. So that is all about the IP or Internet Protocol header.